Good morning, it's Mike if it's Sepulpa time.
And Lucy with the City of Sepulpa.
I'm going to need a show of hands and how many of you guys have burnt to a crisp today after the weekend. Now you actually got off easy. You said you spent pretty much all weekend outside,
Yeah.
but you're looking just as maybe a little tan.
Yeah.
But
It's called sunscreen.
the thing is like so many of us got used to overcast clouds and stuff that we forgot sunscreen was even a thing.
Yeah.
And so you have 2 days of nothing but sunshine.
It was like 3 days.
Yeah, yeah, but don't get used to it. Right, sad trombone, big time.
Yeah.
Talk about that in a minute, but let's recap the weekend first. So, Friday.
I definitely took advantage of all the sun, and everything we did was outside because I am not ready to be stuck inside again. And it sounds like that's
Oh, you
exactly
mean like
what's
with the
gonna
heat
happen.
and stuff, summer heat or whatever?
The
or?
rain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed all the sunshine, and then I know we had some pretty cool events on Friday.
Yeah, we did. And I was participating in all of them. It seemed like. So we had the Bourbon and Bones tournament Friday evening over at the Elks Lodge. That was cool. Definitely a different change of pace, I think, from the last one that they had. And actually, I did show it to volunteer, but I talked to Janet, and they were able to cut me loose because they didn't really need me. And also, I'm not very effective as like a referee for dominoes. Yeah, if you're going to referee something, you really should know something about the game that you're refereeing and stuff. And I know nothing about dominoes. So I said, hey, I'd like to go to the construction crawl instead of doing this. And she said, okay, take some food with you. And so I did. And then got my wife and I got my hard hat on, and we went down to Main Street. And so the accessory this time,
Is it your vest?
it was the vest, yeah. And so for those of you who got the construction crawl kit, you should have got a vest. And so hang on to that. You're going to need that later on when they do the big block party or whatever. But that'll be a lot of fun. And so, and then there were, we say 11 businesses on that sheet or whatever. And they were also doing the poker thing. Did you see that? As part of the construction crawl, I mean. So you could, they had a secondary kind of contest where you could, certain businesses, you could draw a poker chip and whatever number it had on it, and then the highest hand at the end would win, or the highest number. After like my third store of getting like 2 or 3 on my poker chip, I was like, okay, this isn't gonna happen. But meanwhile, my wife is getting like 7 or 8 every time.
That's awesome.
No, it sucks. So anyway, she might win that, but I don't know. We'll find out. But so then we had the construction crawl, walked around, saw the businesses. That was fun. I won't say it was the highlight necessarily, but a different thing was the cruise-in that they were doing over at Gasoline Alley, because they brought in all of these cars that are part of what they call the pre-war pile-up, which are all cars that are before the 1940s. And that's who was parked right next to Gasoline Alley, and then the bank parking lot or whatever it is that was next door was the usual cruising folks. So good crowd out there, a lot of fun, and really glad we had it. I will say, I do need to say something about the construction crawl, if you don't mind, because they're going to be having more of these. And I just want to remind everybody that the construction crawl is meant to be an event where you support your downtown businesses, okay? There are games and raffles and things like that that are involved as part of it. But the main thing is not so that you can just go to every store and get your paper stamped and then leave without buying anything, okay? And I understand, hey, times are tight and we don't have disposable income that we used to have, but these are meant to be that. So, make it a point, and a lot of these have coupons in the bags anyway, so make it a point to support your downtown businesses, because that's why they're doing this in the first place. We wouldn't be having a construction crawl without them, needing it. So just a little reminder there. So the next time we have a construction call, which will probably be next month, I think we're doing these once a month, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know for sure when the next one is, but I do know that the plans are to keep them going and then celebrate there at the very end. So keep your eyes and ears out for the next one.
Oh yeah. But overall, it was a great time. I saw a lot of you guys out there at the different businesses and stuff. And then we were talking with Jonathan. He actually participated in bags, booze, and barbecue cornhole event. That looked like it was a lot of fun too over at James Cali.
Yeah.
Said they brought in a lot of people from outside of Sepulveda for that one.
Yeah. I did look through the pictures. I didn't make it to that one. And there wasn't a whole lot of people that I recognized.
That's
like,
good.
I came down for a little bit of the construction crawl and kind of met with some businesses before. I didn't stay and participate. That was my bad. Hudson and I went to the pool, and so...
I don't blame you. I mean, we don't know when we're going to get to see the pool again. So.
Right, the rain is coming. And so I did visit with a few businesses as it was getting started. And so, you know, there's a bunch of familiar faces that I got to see downtown. But I did not recognize anyone in those pictures from Saturday.
Okay, that's okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, bringing people from the outside in to come see what Sepulveda's all about is something we're pretty good at now, actually. Yeah. Okay, so Sunday, I think you and I were both doing a lot of the same thing, which was baseball.
Yes.
It was baseball day.
It was, and it was so fun. It was nice to be back on the field.
It was.
Not me, physically. I wasn't back on the field, but it was nice to be back to watch some baseball.
Yeah. That was fun also. We were talking about, I feel like she got easy a little bit, got off easy because your games were later in the day. Our games, so Mike literally had to go to church, leave church to get home just in time to change clothes to go to the baseball game, first baseball game. Played that game, played the second game, had to leave that immediately to go to another church function. I had to wear my uniform into the dinner that we were doing at church that night. And so it was a long, exhausting day.
I bet.
But you guys you said you guys won both of your games.
We did.
By a little?
By a lot.
By a few?
By a few. But we did. We played around 4:30 and 5:45, and that first game was pretty hot. So as like the first game ended, we kind of pulled the kids off and put them in the shade and got them cooled down. And then we had our second game, which by the end of it, it was like overcast and a little bit of breeze. So it felt pretty good, actually.
Now, I don't know what the games are going to look like for this week. We've got two of them. We got one scheduled for Tuesday and one for Thursday. What about you guys?
We have one Monday, Tuesday.
So tonight? So you probably play tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I think it's kind of up in the air. We're going to have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's important, but I don't anticipate the games will be going past this week. I think if they have any more rainouts, they're just going to say, guys, we're going to call it a tie. That'll be it. Because we're running out of time. Yesterday, for my first game, we had so many people that were gone on camping trips and out of town on family trips and stuff that we didn't even have enough people to fill out a field for the first game. And I think that's just going to become more and more common as they try and push it.
Yeah, I think we got rained out last week, you know, and if we get anything rained out this week, which, you know, we only have Tuesday, and depending on when the weather comes in, we could play or we could not play. So I'm kind of on board to just go ahead and call it.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just getting to a point where, you know, you're planning for games and they're rained out, and then you're like, that game's gonna be rained. And you're like, oh crap, actually we have games.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't
so
find
it's
out
just,
until the day. I'll be like,
yeah,
this game's probably gonna. Oh no. Okay. No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So, you know, and summer's here, and we've got lots of kids that are leaving for camps. And like yesterday, we were down 2 kids, which thankfully we could fill the field. But we were down 2 kids, and so it just makes it hard. I know a lot of families like to, you know, spend their summers together and things like that.
Yeah. And we're all about that. We want to encourage people to do that, and the league is about that. You know, it's about family time and stuff in the first place. So it'll be sad if we don't get to have it would be sad if Saturday was our last chance to play. I think because we want to have an actual, like, we've got a whole experience that we do for the end of the season and everything. We want to be able to do that. But if the weather doesn't cooperate, we might just be out of luck.
Yeah.
Speaking of the weather, I guess we should finally talk about it. We're looking at just this part of Oklahoma. By the way, I was just telling Jonathan they're going to change the name of the state to Soklahoma because we're all going to be soaking wet at the end of the next 2 weeks. So for the next 15 days, they are forecasting a good like 6 to 8 inches of rain just for this part of Oklahoma. I've heard Oklahoma City is going to see like 12 to 14 inches of rain over the next 15 days.
Which is going to be tough because Women's College World Series are going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That will be tough. I wonder how bad it has to be for them to get rained out. Because I know they'll play in the rain if it's not too bad.
As long as there's not lightning, they'll keep playing. And then I mean, it's College World Series, so they're probably pretty quick to like clean those fields off and get them ready to go again. So I can't remember. I don't think that field is turf. I don't think it is. I've been watching the games and I haven't even like noticed the field.
Well, watching all the awesome players out there.
I am. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. We were actually just talking about that. The coffee shop mafia guys were talking about the sports. Oklahoma sports is doing really well right now, guys.
Yeah, they are.
OU softball is doing well. OSU baseball.
Yes.
And Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, all doing amazing.
I know. We were talking yesterday about like the economic impact that Oklahoma City is going to see, like with all of this. Because I mean, obviously, College World Series is always here, and so they see a little bit. But with OU is pretty good. But with them like playing so well, you know, that goes up, and now we've got OKC. So
yeah. And the OU thing, I think, is neat because there for a minute it looked like they were going to get, they were going to fall out.
Yep.
I think. And then at the last second, it seemed like, and kind of the same thing with OSU. They came back and got 2 home runs in the 9th inning to win that game.
You know, and I turned that game off. I was watching the baseball game, and I ended up turning it off, and I was just like, it is what it is. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they won!
The Cardiac Cowboys, man.
Yeah.
We call them, right?
Yes.
And this isn't even football. This is baseball we're talking about, guys. It's softball, and basketball.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Yeah. It's too bad that Sapulpa is really not going to get to participate, you know, much in the economic impact of that. We got like our own stuff going on over here, basically. But hey, if you want to do like a world championship cornhole tournament, we could probably put that together.
That could be fun.
Yep.
I don't know. I really hope that Waypoint will like. I know they're like closed Wednesday nights and things like that, which I don't know what games they're playing this week. I haven't looked at the schedule, but like if they would open and like host big parties.
They did it when the Thunder was playing the Wolves.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, this would be some good opportunities. We should ask them about that.
Yeah.
Promote them when they're doing that. That's definitely a good opportunity for them. Back to the weather thing, I don't know if you were paying attention to this or not. I just caught it yesterday. That I guess there's been like a sudden increase in some solar flares that the sun has put out over the last day or so.
Okay.
And so that can cause some geo-electric storms. There's a thing called space weather. Did you know that?
I have heard that. There's such thing as like red lightning.
I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I heard of it.
Okay. Red lightning sounds like a Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, right before comes down.
Someone's drag racing.
Yeah, right through the middle of downtown, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness.
But anyway, yeah, so there's some solar flares that happen, and typically, and they've not been, they're a little more stronger than normal. I think they're still safe. We don't have anything to worry about as far as like blackouts or anything.
Okay.
But, you know, when this happens, Aurora Borealis becomes a lot more visible down this far down, which doesn't normally happen here in Oklahoma. So maybe over the next couple of days we'll get to see some northern lights kind of stuff happening in Sapulpa, which was really cool the last time that happened.
Yes.
You have to get a special camera to be able to see it really well.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it's really cool. So might have that coming. If you can, again, I think the cloud cover is going to interfere though. It doesn't sound like right now we're sitting in like breezy but clear skies, and so just the idea that we're going to have like 8 inches of rain over the next 2 weeks just sounds unlikely.
Yeah.
I want to get back to where by this time in the year I was complaining about how hot it was.
No.
Okay?
No. I'm enjoying the like 65-degree mornings.
Are you?
I am.
But what about the rainy, soggy weather?
Well, I don't like that.
Well, I can't say nobody. There are actually some people that I saw that really do. Sarah, right here at CTX, she loves rainy weather. She is loving it.
I like a little bit, but only like on the weekends where I can like lay on the couch and listen to it.
Yeah. Not when you got stuff to do, right?
Yeah.
And the rain is just going to like hamper all of your productivity and everything.
Yeah.
I feel you there for sure. The other thing, and I wanted to mention this while the sun was shining, guys, the Book and Snackmobile kicked off the summer tour today.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Well, I knew the reading programs kicked off.
Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of part of the same thing, right? So I've forgotten though. Can you pull up our notes and find out where they're at right now?
They're not on there.
Yaha. I added them.
You did?
Go, scroll back up. Book a Snapmobile Monday. What's for
Oh,
9:30?
Monday at 9:30 in like 3 minutes, you can go catch the van at Salvation Army. And then at 10:30, they will actually move over to the Timbers Apartments. And then at 11:30, they'll make their last stop at Jefferson Heights Elementary.
So the book is Snapmobile, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's a really great program. It's like a partnership between the school and the Caring Community Friends and the library, I believe, right?
I think so.
A couple different things like that. And it is completely free. You don't have to have an appointment. You just go where they are and you will get the chance to check out some free books to keep. And then they'll feed you.
Do you keep them?
I think so.
I think you return them.
Okay, maybe you don't. Maybe you
I think you return them.
Maybe you check them out and then rent them and then take them back. Find that out when you go there. Don't.
You can check their Facebook page where all their information will be, but
because they'll be out. They're starting today, but they'll be out tomorrow and Wednesday also. Yep. And different locations. I think that's really cool that they go to all the different parks and stuff. So, but yeah. So like she said, the first one is just happening in just a couple of minutes. What was next? Missing. You got to keep your notes up.
I know we did weekend recap coming this week, coming this weekend.
All right. I told you last week we were going to start talking about some of the stuff happening this weekend a little early. First of all, the farmers market is fully underway, and I got to admit they don't have a lot of produce right now, but I spent some money at the farmers market last week. Yeah. Okay. Finn Knows Soap. They have started with a really great kind of two things that we did. Was that a train? Or was that like a truck? Okay, yeah. I lost my train of thought. They have a lotion that has a bug spray kind of thing. Yeah. Bug repellent.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it smells really nice, and we use that, and my wife used it, and she might have turned beet red, but she didn't get any bug bites at the baseball game. So
there you go.
That was a good one, and the cool thing about Finn Knows Soap stuff is like all natural and really good if you have skin sensitivities, which we got another one for my son's eczema that he has. So they've got some really good options there. So it's cool to be able to go to the local farmers market to buy stuff like that. You don't have to go to Walgreens.
Right. That's awesome.
And then we've also got local honey. Somebody was selling some salsas and things like that.
I love a good garden salsa.
Do you? What how do you feel about relish? Because that's actually what I ended up getting.
What is relish? It's like pickles?
Yeah, pickle relish, but this one that I bought was actually squash relish. And it was good.
I don't really like sweet things, and relish is usually sweet.
Yeah, you can get, they've got like cowboy candy and stuff like that. They've also got a kind of relish that is more spicy than sweet. Are you into that sort of thing, or do you like spicy?
I like spicy. Okay. I don't like sweet. I like to take some of those relish and like pour them over like a cream cheese. Yeah, with crackers. But it's got to be spicy. It can't be sweet.
Okay. Spicy relish over cream cheese and crackers on a sunny day.
Yes.
All right, that's how we know that she'll be spending the next 2 weeks for sure. So that's the first thing. That's on Thursday from 4 o'clock to 7:30. Be sure to come down and check them out with that. And then on Friday, what's going on Friday?
On Friday, we have the Lanes for Life. You can head out to School Lanes and hang out with Macy's Clinic for a link fundraiser. It is from 6:30 to 8:30. All proceeds go to Macy's Cradle.
Yeah, there's not a lot of details on that. If you go to the event, we have a link to the registration form and stuff. And this is a fundraiser, so you're paying more than you would pay for a bowling game. Okay. But it's meant to support Macy's Clinic, and they provide all of its resources to crisis pregnancies and single moms, things of that nature. So it's a really great thing. We just did the ribbon. Were you there for the ribbon cutting? Were you gone? Yeah, you were gone. That was a lot of fun, though. I really enjoyed it.
I saw the pictures.
Did you?
I do keep up with things I don't get to attend.
That's good. That's good. I feel like you had to miss out on a lot lately.
I have. Saturday on June 7th. It is all day long. This is the midpoint corridor is like 100 miles of Route 66 from like Edmond to Sepulpa. Sepulpa is the end of that, and so there's going to be like photo opportunities and like checkpoints that you've got to go and check out. So you're just going to cruise the route and show off your cars and visit the areas. There's going to be obviously like food places that you can stop at, shopping along the way, all those things. And then I heard there's like a pretty cool party going on at the Chicken Shack, which is back down in Arcadia.
Yeah.
I almost said Edmond, but I was like,
it's close. I mean, right outside of Edmond.
Okay, so that's in Arcadia, and you do not want to miss out. So you can go online to Facebook, and you can type the Midpoint Corridor Road Rally, and it'll come up. But I know that our Main Street has also done a great job about putting out some of those graphics and things. So you can head over to Facebook and find all the details that you need and get registered for that if you want to participate.
If you have a car that's going to be participating in that and you want to be a part of the main event, I think it's $25 is the cost for that. But you can also just get in your car and just cruise along the Midpoint Corridor, which I think is kind of really what they want you to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they care that much about how many cars participate officially. They just want you to get out there and see all the other coolest 100 miles of Route 66.
Right, the best miles.
We got some going on Sunday too, right?
We didn't put it on here. So if there is something on Sunday, it's not on here. But you need to register for the Sepulpa Aquatic Center Youth Triathlon. That will be next Saturday, the 14th. It is $5, ages 2 through 14.
Is it 2? That's early.
Yeah, it's 2. I did see that. So, more details on Sepulpa Parks or Sepulpa Aquatic Center Facebook. So go check that out and get registered. It's going to be so much fun. Don't want to miss out on that either. That's about it.
Were you going to say something about the library?
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about that just a minute ago. This bus is out and going, and so that also means that the Sepulpa Public Reading Program has kicked off. It'll kick off today. They've got things starting at 11 o'clock, 11:30. 11 o'clock?
I don't know. Go check Facebook.
Go
We're
check
not
Facebook.
good for anything anymore, guys.
We put part of our notes in here because we like, oh, okay, I'll remember those pieces, and then we get here and we're like, crap, we didn't write that down. So go to Sepulpa Library Facebook page. There are events and fun things going on every day for the next few weeks. So go over there and get started on that. And while you are on Facebook checking out all the other details that we forgot to give you, head over to the Sepulpa Parks page and fill out the needs assessment for Booker T. Washington. But if you're out and about and you'd rather not do all of this online and you want to go do it in person, you can head over to the Sepulpa Parks office on Dewey, or you can head over to Booker T. Washington where they will give you a form to fill out. That is all of our notes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Hey, you said that you brought a joke today.
I did.
All right. Let's
Okay.
hear it, because I don't have one.
Okay. What has 5 toes and is not your foot?
My foot. I remember that one. Hey, you just made me think of another joke.
Okay.
Of a joke, though. So I have one. What has four wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
I've heard that one actually.
Yeah, that's like a kid joke, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great one to tell your kindergartner or something.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into the Timeloop Live. I apologize for all my negativity about the rain, but I'm going to stay that way until we get some clear skies. So it's just going to happen. Sorry, guys. So enjoy the sunshine while you can today. Be sure to check out all the things that are happening over at SepulpaTimes.com. Stay signed up to that email to stay in the loop with everything that's going on. And we will see you guys again on Wednesday where we talk about all things happening in the town that we love. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.